Organized share trading in Sri Lanka can be traced back to 1896, when the Colombo Share Brokers Association commenced the trading of shares in limited liability companies, which were involved in the opening up of plantations in the country. A milestone in the history of share trading was the creation of a formal stock exchange with the incorporation of the Colombo Securities Exchange, which later became the Colombo Stock Exchange in 1990. Although a stock exchange was established, widespread investor participation could not be achieved without credible assurance that market integrity would be strengthened through a sound regulatory framework. Therefore, in 1987, the Securities Council was created by virtue of the Securities Council Act No. 36 of 1987 with the aim of introducing an appropriate legal and institutional framework for the capital market of Sri Lanka. The Act was amended and referred to as the Securities and Exchange Commission of Sri Lanka Act No. 36 of 1987, and the Securities Council was referred to as the Securities and Exchange Commission of Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka was one of the first markets in the region to establish a capital market regulator. The SEC essentially tries to promote, develop and maintain a capital market that is fair, efficient, orderly and transparent. Towards that end, it undertakes promulgate new laws, rules and regulations, review accurate material and timely disclosures by public listed companies and enhance corporate governance, undertake on-site and off-site supervision to ensure that the institutions that we regulate are financially stable, improve financial knowledge and capabilities of investors, raise standards and competencies of capital market participants, monitor price and volume movements of the stock market to prevent and detect securities law violations, investigate suspected market misconduct, and take appropriate enforcement action against offenders. In the year 2000, recognizing the need to foster closer cooperation with fellow regulators, the SEC became an ordinary member of the International Organization of Securities Commissions, the global standard setter for the securities sector. Currently, SEC is a member of many committees, namely Asia Pacific Regional Committee, APRC, Growth and Emerging Markets Committee, Committee on Enforcement and the Exchange of Information, and Committee on Retail Investors. Over time, the capital market in Sri Lanka has witnessed significant developments on various fronts and has increased in size, depth, sophistication and maturity. These developments prompted the need for broad reforms to the existing securities legislation. And finally, in September 2021, the long-awaited SEC Act, Act No. 19 of 2021, was passed in Parliament, repealing and replacing the SEC Act No. 36 of 1987. The new Act will result in greater independence and jurisdictional reach for the Commission, encompassing several so far unregulated asset classes, intermediaries and providers of supplementary services. In addition, the Act will provide an enhanced enforcement toolkit and will widen the range of sanctions at the disposal of the SEC beyond criminal prosecution to include, for the first time in the history of the SEC, the imposition of civil and administrative sanctions. This well-crafted law is expected to play an important role in modernizing the capital market and supporting economic growth and innovation. More recently, consequent to the enactment of the new SEC Act, rules pertaining to market institutions, market intermediaries, and a code for collective investment schemes was gazetted, detailing a clear framework for the operation and governance of these entities. As the demand for digital and online services grew, the SEC spearheaded the digitalization of stock market operations in 2020, allowing intermediaries, businesses and investors to benefit from accessibility, efficiency, transparency and convenience. A well-integrated capital market works as a conduit for economic growth and ultimately to the well-being of the society. Moreover, to develop a robust and efficient capital market, a fine blend of regulation and market development is required, and the SEC remains committed to promoting, developing and maintaining a capital market that is fair, efficient, orderly and transparent.